First, a late night for lawmakers in Augusta. As we speak, they continue debate over the supplemental budget, a divide between Republicans and Democrats, and they have to wrap up their work tonight. News Center Maine's Alex Haskell is live at the State House now with more. Alex.
Hey, Zach. Yeah, lawmakers are still at work this hour as they scramble to tackle key issues on this final day of the legislative session. It's been a day of long breaks and bills going between the House and the Senate. As this session winds down, it's been a race to get bills passed. On this final day, major gun laws have been passed, one banning bump stocks and another requiring a 72-hour waiting period for firearm purchases. A big item on lawmakers' plate is the supplemental budget. They're racing to get it passed before midnight. It just passed the Senate minutes ago, 20-13, and now goes back to the House. I spoke to a Democratic senator who says he is confident lawmakers will pass the budget in time, but if that happens, it won't be with bipartisan support. Republicans are strongly opposed, as Democrats are overwhelmingly in support of it.
This is appalling to the people of Maine. I'm appalled that to be a part of this process. I strongly urge you to vote against this motion because we can do better.
This budget is more than a commitment to individual bills or initiatives. It is a firm commitment to the people of Maine. It wisely invests in education, mental health, housing, and health care.
Again, as of now, the Senate has passed the budget. It's now up to the House to approve it. Live in Augusta, Alex Haskell, News Center, Maine.
Joining us from Augusta tonight, News Center Maine political analyst, Republican political strategist Garrett Mason, and Democratic political strategist Betsy Sweet. Thank you both for being here.
Yeah. Wish you were here.
It always seems to come down to nights like this. The governor is saying she will not be granting an extension. What's the vibe been, Betsy?
It's very intense here. There's a lot of work to be done still. They're getting through it. But the biggest thing that's left is the budget, the supplemental budget. It's going to have to go back and forth, and it all has to happen before the stroke of midnight.
And Garrett, what are the biggest sticking points there with that supplemental budget?
I think a lot of it has to do with it's not just Republicans and Democrats disagreeing with each other. It's a very unique coalition of people that is pulling the budget together. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of things. There's funding for the storms that happened over the winter, lots of storms. There's obviously the gun debate gets injected here and there. There's a lot of things on the table. There's nursing homes. There's
mental health.
Yeah, there's $1.3 billion worth of past bills on the appropriations table that members are angling for. So there's a lot of extenuating factors on what's happening, and it's not a DNR thing. It's very much a mixed bag.
Absolutely. You mentioned the gun bills there. A number of last-minute votes happening in these final hours, including the 72-hour waiting period for gun sales. It barely passed, though, right, Betsy?
Yeah, it was a 2-vote margin in the House and a 1-vote margin in the Senate, but it did pass. It will now go to the governor's desk. And just to remind people, this is people having to wait 72 hours to purchase a firearm. It's really aimed at suicide prevention and homicides when people are in a rage.
But Garrett, obviously that closeness of those votes shows that this is not a bipartisan issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was a similar bill that was passed last year that the governor vetoed. There was a lot of debate on the floor about, originally about the Lewiston shooting. Now it seems the debate has shifted towards suicide prevention. We'll see what the governor does with it, but that vote, that very close vote has been reflected in almost everything. There's been 70 to 73, 69 to 74. There's been very close. And, there's a couple of absences. People haven't showed up. There's also, we've had some resignations. So the numbers are in constant flux. And, especially in the House, it can matter if you're out taking a quick water break, that could be the difference between something passing and failing. So, majorities don't mean much right now. It's definitely a coalition of Republicans and Democrats that are passing bills back and forth.
All right, Betsy Sweet, Garrett Mason in Augusta tonight. Thank you so much.